How did someone try to walk back into your life right as you made it big? Junior year, I was just walking through the mall minding my own business when some random incident broke out a few stores down. Before I even knew what was happening, a news crew rolled up, shoved a mic in my face, and asked me 2 questions I barely remember answering. I went home thinking nothing of it. The next morning, I walked into school, and a kid I'd never spoken to in my life stopped me in the hallway. "Yo, you're the news guy." Turns out, I'd been on live television the night before, standing there in my jacket looking like I had somewhere important to be. By third period, half the school knew my name. People were coming up to me at lunch between classes. "What's it like being on TV? Were you nervous? Say something." It was a lot, but honestly, it felt good. And that's when something clicked. I went home that night, opened my laptop, and started researching cameras. I called my boy Nolan and told him the plan. I was going to use the momentum, start streaming, build something real. He went quiet for a second, then he laughed. "Bro, you got 30 seconds on the local news and you already think you're famous." I told him it wasn't about that. It was just leverage, a boost to get my name out there. He wasn't trying to hear it. "Nobody's going to watch your videos, man. You're going to waste your money on equipment and embarrass yourself." I didn't argue. I bought the camera the next week, set everything up in my room, and started uploading every single day. Things were good for a while until I started canceling plans to keep up with the schedule. Nolan got fed up. One day he looked me dead in the face and said, "You really think this is going anywhere?" I told him, yeah. He shook his head, told me I was wasting my time, that I needed to quit before I made a fool of myself, and walked off like I'd insulted him by having a goal. What he didn't know at that point was that I was already up 500 subscribers that month alone. I used that like rocket fuel and never slowed down. Every day, every year. By the time I graduated high school, I had 500,000 subscribers and was averaging 50,000 viewers a stream. Not the biggest numbers in the world, but for a kid who got his start because a news camera got shoved in his face at a mall, that was everything. Then one morning I woke up to a message from a streamer with 800 million subscribers. He wanted to collab. We hopped on together, had instant chemistry, and the internet went insane. Clips of us started going viral by the hour. Subscribers poured in by the thousands, then the tens of thousands. Within a few months, people were talking about me as one of the biggest streamers in the country. I sat back one night and just thought about how wild the whole thing was. Life was actually good. Then my phone buzzed. A name I hadn't seen in years. Nolan. The message was casual, like we talked every day. "Bro, congrats on everything. We need to catch up." I stared at it for a second. Responded with a simple, "What's good?" just to see where it was going, because I already knew. 3 messages in, he hit me with it. Needed money. Completely unbothered. Like he hadn't once looked me in my face and told me nobody would ever watch my videos. I laughed out loud. I closed the text, opened stream, sat down in front of the camera, and told the whole story from the beginning. Every single word Nolan said to me in that hallway. Chat absolutely lost their minds.